that I've gotten a good look at you two, I think you're very cute. After all, heavy is the head that wears the cutesy crown. I guess I just want to say, just take care of yourself and don't get hurt.
Are you finished eating? Then I recommend that you return to the dormitories and rest. You have work to do tomorrow. Perhaps you were hoping to ask for some special privileges? Sorry, you'll have to use credit coupons like everyone else. It's not as comfy here as you might imagine.
Makes sense to me. Also, one last thing about Risley before we probably won't be meeting her for a long while. His constellation is very fitting. And again, not by leaks, it's by job marketing. His constellation is the Cerberus, the guard dog of the underworld in Greek mythology. And knowing how the Fortress of Merpede is treated, I think it's really fitting how, you know, this guy's constellation is Cerberus, he is the Duke of the Fortress of Merpede, which in the terms of geography and Fontaine is basically like the underworld. Because of how deep it is. But the way that it's treated, it does sound like paradise in a way, in a very twisted way. But the only adds on to the fact that he's clearly way more sus, and you have easy reason to, you know, investigate him.
The Traveler in Paimon, right? Listen up. As new inmates, the only thing you need to worry about is what to do and when to do it. Don't make any extra trouble for yourself. Your bunks are right over there. Follow me.
So this is where we'll be sleeping from now on. Oh, Paimon can't believe this! The days of staying home and reading detective stories are like a dream now.
I mean, this is really open for a
By the
bunk.
way, Traveler, we saw a lot of things worth investigating just now. Even though the Duke didn't say it too directly, judging from what he said at the end, it seems that he was only welcoming because we know Neuvillette. We are criminals, and Paimon did eat that cake, but we're actually here to help Neuvillette. Is it possible that he knows we're here on a mission? Or is Paimon overthinking things?
It's very possible he's probably knows more than he's letting on.
Yeah, Paimon thinks so too. He probably knew why we came here from the very beginning and intentionally wanted to send us a message. Maybe something like, "Hey, I have my eyes on you, so don't try anything funny."
But there's nothing we can do about that. We're already here after all.
Yeah, you're right. It's not like we can go back to Neuvillette empty-handed and say, "The dude looks scary, so we gave up."
And we can't even do that at all since it's not gonna be easy to get out of here, right?
And besides, the Duke said that he was willing to go out of his way to show respect for Neuvillette, right? So, we at least need to try. But Paimon hasn't gotten a clue where we should start our investigation.
There was one other important thing.
You mean?
Yeah, Lyney's presence here.
Yeah, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Paimon almost spilled the beans when we ran into him.
What is he doing here?
Fortunately, based on his attitude, it looks like the Duke sees Lyney as just another inmate. We worked so hard to help clear Lyney and Lynette's names, and yet we turn around and bam! He's in prison anyway!
If I had to guess, I'd say he's here for the same reason we are.
Oh, right! Lyney and Lynette are from the House of the Hearth. They work
But
for
why
the
is it just
Knaves, so
Lyney?
they could be
Where's
here to
Lynette?
investigate
Where's
too.
Freminet? And look, there's something over there.
Huh? Oh, it's a card! Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Lyney's card.
It looks like a magician's prop. Lyney must have left it here. He's in prison and still doing his little tricks, huh? Let Paimon have a look. It was nice to bump into you again. Let's catch up in the production zone tomorrow. What in the world? It's written like he's greeting a buddy on the street. Paimon thought he'd write something important.
This proves that he's up to something here too.
If you say so. We can ask him what's going going on tomorrow. Let's get some rest now. Hey, you're finally awake!
You're up early today, Paimon.
Well, it's Paimon's first day as a prisoner. Last night, Paimon dreamed about getting interrogated by the guards until Paimon told them everything, and then Paimon woke up.
You told them everything?
Hey, come on! It's just a dream, okay? Paimon wouldn't really squeal. Maybe.
Hey, lazy bones. What are you still doing here? If you don't want to starve, then get yourselves over to the production zone.
Sorry! We're going right away!
Man, this music is so good. But yeah, Lyney's here, and again, there is a voice in the trailer that sounded like Lyney saying, Risley, what happened to my siblings? And then we just hear him talk basically about there are other ways to make them disappear. And we know about Childe's disappearance, so what happened to Lyney and Lynette? I mean, oh, I'm sorry, what happened to Lynette and Freminet? I mean, because Lyney's here, clearly. So something has to happen to both of them. Because he even said that he would do anything to find where his sisters if she ever gone missing. Oh, this loop that goes downwards, I'm dumb. Again, the fortress is such a maze. Oh, I thought that was Childe for a second there. I'm like, hello? Never mind. Well, before I even continue with the quest, I see another, teleport point that I need to take. Because gosh knows how long it will take to explore this place if I don't have these teleport waypoints. Oh, are those Numa and Osea powers? Interesting. There he is.
Ah, you must be the catch of the day. Looks like you've got some luck getting assigned this space.
Yep, we just arrived yesterday and...
Don't interrupt me when I'm speaking.
Yes, sir.
Listen carefully to my instructions. I don't want any mishaps. Every machine here is worth more than the both of you. Working around these machines can be very dangerous. Do your job well, and you can eat in the cafeteria after your shift. Get sloppy, and you dine in the infirmary. Anyway, the Fortress of Meropide doesn't want to lose a single one of its machines. And it also doesn't want to waste the production potential of any inmate. You got that?
Got it!
Your
So what are
job
we
is to
doing
use
here?
the machine over there to process widgets. Watch carefully, and make sure you step on the pedal at the right time. If the machine gets jammed, then give it a little maintenance with your fist. Here, take this. Bring me the process widgets, and I'll give you some credit coupons in exchange.
While I'm processing this, first place the unprocessed parts into the machine, and then interact. If they get stuck, then you attack the rotating apart to restore the machine's function. And when the parts close, then jump. Okay, this can't be too hard.
So if the machine gets jammed, you just need to attack it to fix the problem.
Okay.
Once the widget is hot enough to glow, jump to step on the pedal and hit the widget with the hammer. Okay, you got this! Great! Now we we can report back to the foreman and give him the processed widgets.
That was easy.
Huh. This one is tolerable. Though, since the processing is done by machine, the product is all pretty much the same anyway. Alright, I'll pass you for now. And we'll count up how many credit coupons you've earned.
For one widget?
Paimon's exhausted. We're done now, right? Oh, that foreman. He's so scary that Paimon couldn't even speak. Ugh. Even though Paimon's starving and wants to head straight to the coupon cafeteria, we still need to meet Lyney first, right? He probably just finished up his work, too. He should be around here somewhere.
You got 400 for investigation, so it's a temporary currency then.
Lyney? Mr. Magician? Where are you? Oh, this had better not be some disappearing act. He doesn't seem to be around here. Let's try looking somewhere else. Where could he be? Did he decide to slack off and sleep the day?
Oh, sorry, Paimon.
Hey, over here.
Just hiding in the corner.
Oh, you scared Paimon! How did you appear out of nowhere like that?
Oh, you scare so easily now? Is there something worrying you these days?
You little... The only thing we're worried about was trying to find you.
Sorry. Come over here and keep it down.
Oh, Lynette!
Oh.
You're here too! You two really are inseparable.
That's right. My brother simply can't stand to be away from me.
So he dragged you here?
It's not just Lynette. Freminet is also here. Do you still remember him?
Wait, Freminet is here too?
Oh, you mean that diver from the House of the Hearth, right? Pyro remembers seeing him in the Court of Fontaine before. Now hurry up and tell us, how did you end up as criminals this time? We fought so hard at court to prove you were innocent, but now it looks like our incredible court battle was for nothing!
Sadly, even the teeniest of things can land you in prison these days. I put together a street performance and used the popularity we gained from the Opera House incident to attract a big crowd.
And then?
Okay, what did you do now?
Next, I invited several audience members to participate in the show. And then, with the entire audience
Okay,
watching,
that's
their wallet suddenly disappeared.
absolute
My
nonsense.
brother was charged with theft, and I was charged as his accomplice, having assisted him in his crime.
Are you sure about this?
It really isn't that bad. The missing wallets are all in the leftmost drawer of the Maison Gardiennage's big filing cabinet. We just need to see how long it takes to discover them.
Yep, we should be released then.
In terms of the magic trick itself, I think the performance went perfectly.
Leave it to Lyney to magic himself into prison.
That's not the point, Lyney. The question is, what are you two really doing here?
Indeed. Last time I hid my identity from you, I promised that I'd tell you absolutely everything if you were angry about it. No more secrets. So I don't plan on keeping anything from you this time either. At the moment, the House of the Hearth's interests don't conflict with yours at all.
So you're looking for
We
Childe
were
too?
instructed by the father of our house, the Knave, to come here and conduct an investigation.
Just like us.
Told you so! See? Paimon guessed right.
As for what we're investigating, perhaps you haven't heard, but the fortress of Meropide hides a secret. Some even say that the entire fortress exists just to protect it. The House of the Hearth has been investigating this for a very long time, trying to uncover its mysteries. But recently, all of our informants, including the ones that
So
had
that was
infiltrated the
Lyney saying
guards,
that line.
suddenly vanished and have not been heard from since. We believe that this is a direct provocation, and it's the reason why we came here.
Why is the house so interested about the secret?
Father has somehow managed to confirm that Focalors does not have Fontaine's gnosis.
Oh shoot.
Huh? How did she manage to learn information that important?
Father has her ways. Many of them are beyond our imagination, and we've never had the chance to see her at work. But we trust her conclusions.
It was this information that led us to suspect that Fontaine's gnosis might be in the fortress of Meropide and is related to that secret.
So it's all about the Gnosis again.
It really is.
Well, that's about it from our side. How about you two? Did Monsieur Nervulette send you here?
Bingo! The Maven's been applying a lot of pressure. She wants to know what happened to Childe, so we came here to investigate. Traveler, are we allowed to tell them?
I mean, they're on the same side. You've already said everything. Consider it an exchange of information.
You don't need to worry too much about that. She's just asking for a report on Master Childe's predicament as a means of pressuring you. Father used this situation as a pretext to negotiate with two high-ranking officials in the court of Fontaine. She actually just wants to be able to make concessions on this matter for gains elsewhere, almost like a bargaining chip.
Sometimes you need an excuse to do things you otherwise couldn't. And a harbinger is more valuable than you might imagine.
I would imagine so.
Of course, it's not a complete farce. If we do manage to find out what happened to Master Childe too, then diplomatic relations with Fontaine could improve, and Snezhnaya might even be able to adjust its stance a bit.
Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like we're the only ones who actually care about Childe's situation? The relationship between the Harbingers must be as bad as ever.
I wouldn't go that far. Father just has different standards than we do when it comes to what can be sacrificed for an advantage. By the way, I have a suggestion. Why don't we team up? Even though we have different objectives, we're both here to investigate the fortress of Meropide. It would be more efficient for us to work together. As you know, the House of the Hearth has many reasons to seek the Gnosis, but our highest priority remains resolving the prophesized crisis. You can trust us on that.
I mean, yeah, we have a reason to team up. Really, Traveler, come on. I'm getting sick of this BS.
See, I told you.
Why?
Is that so? Sure enough, it won't be easy to
Are we
convince
really
them to
that
cooperate
paranoid?
with us.
Lyney seems to be thinking pretty hard about something.
Of course he is. Lyney has been looking forward to a chance to reach an understanding with you ever since last we met.
I think we were cool.
I should say, we were really looking forward to teaming up with you this time.
Come on, Aether.
Lynette, just tell them everything, why don't you?
It's okay to open up a little.
If all we're doing is sharing info, fine. But maybe consider things get serious.
Very prudent of you, and consistent with your behavior since we first met. That's reasonable enough, and I agreed to cooperate on
Are we
these terms as
retconning
well.
the Lyney character story quest,
I was
guys? I mean,
prepared
come
for the
on.
worst, but you were actually more agreeable than I anticipated. All right then, there's no time to lose. I have some information to share, so listen carefully. Since Lynette and I arrived here, our investigation uncovered the fact that the fortress of Meropide has a forbidden zone.
Okay, well, I think I know
Most
exactly
people
what that
just
is.
clammed up and wouldn't talk, but after asking the right questions, we were able to confirm the existence of the forbidden zone from the guards. You should be aware of that while you're investigating.
A forbidden zone? Could that be where Childe disappeared to? You're right, we'll definitely keep that in mind.
Good. That's the most suspicious thing about the fortress that we know of so far. We have a few other unanswered questions, and we'll be investigating those as quickly as we can. Anyway, I hope you find our information useful at least. Oh, look at the time. You two must be hungry. You should go to the coupon cafeteria and get something to eat. I'll use my cards to get in touch with you again in the future.
Oh, that's just what Paimon wanted to hear! Paimon's starving after all that work today. We can talk more about the investigation later. Let's go get some grub!
Okay, so, like, this doesn't seem right to me. Because, okay, Fortress Meropide is in this new area. It's just, like, really far in. Are we really retconning the Lyney kind of store quest? Because I swore we were way more nice to Lyney ever since. Like, it seems really odd how we're still really spiteful towards Lyney, even after the story quest. Like, I thought we were retconning story quest, Genshin. This is actually really inconsistent, oddly enough. But yeah, okay, so while we're actually getting there, there's a few things I wanted to mention. Now we know the Nemesis is not with Fossilor, and we kinda suspected that for a while. It was now Fossilor is in a different location. But now there begs the question, where could it be? And I have a few speculations. Obviously, the first thing we immediately called out would think of is probably the Ortrees. You know, since the Ortrees is sentient, we can only imagine it is sentient because of the fact that it has a heart of a god, aka the Gnosis. But now, with the Forbidden Sun mentioned, I think I know where this is going, and this begs to another question. This update has Acts 3 and 4. Are both acts taking place in Fontaine's, in the Fortress of Meripede? Because it seems only Act 3 switch to Fortress of Meripede, but then what is Act 4? If Act 3 have all that cinematics and cutscenes that I think we're gonna have, what is Act 4 gonna tackle? Is it the Future Confrontation Act, rather than a Fortress, or rather than something else? Just keep in mind, Act 4 also has to build up to Act 5, usually the finale act of an Archon Quest, ever since Samara. So, and this Act 3 is just the fortress itself. That means we also have the fact that, I'm gonna say right now because it's on the trailer, there's primordial water here. And we saw Risley running away from primordial water, so that could be his character story quest in Phase 2, or Act 3 in Phase 1 of this update. In that case, then I could only imagine that. But the reason why I doubt that as well is because that same cinematic has Nouvella in that same area as well. And I don't think Nouvella will play such a massive role in Risley's character story quest. That would make any sense. So now that begs the question, when does that take place? My guess is actually finale. And I think it might, saying this as my theory right now, I think the Hydronosis is what's keeping the primordial water sealed, and that is the reason why we hear Fossilor's voice.
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Oh, he wasn't kidding. Today's meal is nowhere near as good as last time. Oh, who knows how long it'll be until we're lucky enough to get that super tasty meal again.
As long as you're here long enough, it'll only be a matter of time before we can get it again.
Forget about it then. We'll just deal with the regular food for the time being. Let's just get out of here as soon as possible. But life here doesn't seem all that bad. Other than the foreman being kinda mean and the work being pretty tiring.
You think so, mate? If I had a coupon for every fish who said that. Seems you fishies still haven't learned your lessons from your life up on the surface. If you take things at face value, then by the time you reach a dead end, you won't even know how you ended up on that road in the first place.
Have some advice for us, old timer?
I like your attitude. I can, let you in on a little something. Everyone's been telling you to just follow the rules and not cause any trouble for yourself. Am I right? But what they don't tell you is that the rules aren't exactly what they pretend to be. The rules for being a prisoner. The truth is, this place has a lot of hidden rules.
Huh? Hidden rules? What do you mean?
Prison gang, probably.
Not everyone knows about those rules, but whether you know them or not, once you break one, you might encounter something even worse than death.
Uh-huh.
Really? Oh, now you're really scaring poor Paimon. Don't joke around like that!
Have some advice for us, old-timer?
Of course. And I'd say that just disappearing would be one of the better outcomes.
Oh, you mean that if there really are hidden rules, then Childe's disappearance might have something to do with that? In that case, would you tell us some hidden rules? We definitely want to avoid breaking them.
Come on, mate. This is valuable information. The difference between life and death. Do you really think you can just ask and I would tell you?
Paimon understands, but we don't have many credit coupons yet.
Yeah, I know. Not like I'm going anywhere. Just come talk to me after you've saved enough. Moreover, you're new fish, freshly caught, and completely out of your element. What'd be the point in even telling you anything before you've gotten a handle on your new lives? Come and find me once you've been here longer. I'm usually around the rag and bone shop. Just call me V-Doc. Bye-bye now.
He left. Just like that. Huh. Do you think he's just trying to scare us into buying fake information from him?
It's possible that someone would just disappear.
Yeah. It might be a good place to start in our investigation. Hidden rules, huh?
I don't know, watch me instantly all over again.
Like he said, we don't have any coupons, and we're still not familiar with this place. Oh, there's nothing we can do about it now. We were so busy talking, we almost forgot to eat. Even if it's not the best, it's probably better while it's warm. Come on, dig in before it gets cold.
Okay. So it's very linear then.
Grab yourself a welfare meal.
There's gonna be a lot of jump cuts in this because of like how complicated it is, and I'm walking around with literally nothing else to say because I literally said my piece about the story so far.
So Paimon just confirmed with the guards that our shift is set for every morning, and we're free to do whatever we want all afternoon. But it seems like most of the other inmates choose to continue working through the afternoon to earn more credit coupons. Oh, and they also said that you can use coupons to skip work in the morning and free up your time. They weren't kidding. Credit coupons really can be used to do anything here. Paimon's so tired. And we'll need to wake up and go to work in the morning. Without any credit coupons, it's not like we can really do anything else. Nighty-night, Traveler. Paimon hopes we can keep making progress on our investigation tomorrow.
Whoa. Childe? But he's here without his vision. We have his vision. I hear someone calling me. Where's he going? Oh, the boxing ring. Yes, that's what I'm calling it. What on earth?